Welcome to this important video. In this video, we are going to discuss one important decision making expression, or it is also called conditional expression. So, it is if statement. So, if statement is an important conditional expression whenever we are using a code or a program in Python. If statement is simple to execute. If statement has only one block of code, it has only one block, and that block is executed only when that if condition becomes true. So we can see here from its syntax. First of all, we use this keyword if, then we use expression. Expression means it will be a condition. Then we also use colon at the end of this expression. Then if this condition becomes true, then the block of code or the set of statements followed by this expression is executed. On the other hand, if this condition becomes false, then this block will be skipped. It will not be executed. Okay, let us look into this program. This is an example from where we can get clear about if statement. Write a program to input two numbers and calculate sum if both are even. So we will write here a program and we will check here a condition, and that condition will base on the basis of that whether the numbers are even or not. So if the numbers are even, then we will calculate the sum in next block of code. We will calculate the sum here, but if the condition becomes false, then we will not calculate the sum. So we can check it from our software, and we can code it into our software of Python. Okay, as you can see here, we have opened a software which is called PyCharm, and this is the window of PyCharm. PyCharm is an important integrated developing environment. We will use these example, we will solve this example into this program. So first of all, I will input the number, and for input I will use this command integer, and I will use brackets input. Integer will define the type of variable, and I will use here enter first number. So this will allow the user to input the first number. Similarly, I can use an other variable to input an other number. So I will again write here input command, and I will write here enter second number. Okay. So these two lines will allow the user to enter the two numbers. Now we will use if condition, and for if condition, to check whether the number is even, we will use the mod operator. We will use mod operator, and which means we will divide it by 2, and if the answer becomes 0, it means it will be completely divided by 2, and this will show that the number is even. And next we will check, we will use and means not only we will check first number, we will also check second number, and we will check whether it is also even or not. At the end we will use colon operator, and next we will move into the next block, and we will use sum, and sum will calculate, sum will add both numbers, and next we will print the result, and print the result. In printing we will use numbers are even and their sum is, and in this case we will write here this number, this variable sum. This is used to write the code, and in this case we can see that whatever we have written in quotations, it will be displayed as it is, and whatever we have not written in quotation, it will show the variable and it will show us the result. Now we can run this code from here, the upper bar, and we can direct run this, and we can see here it is written that enter first number. I write first number as even 4, I write second number as even 6, and we can see this result has been displayed that the numbers are even and the sum is 10. So this block has been executed if the condition becomes true. Now I run it again, and I will show you another result. I run it again, and we enter one odd number. One is 4, another is 5. Now we will say that the lower block of code which is followed by the if condition will not be executed. So as soon as I enter the second number, we can say here the output is process finish with exit code 0, which means there is no more output, which means that the block of code which is followed by the if condition is not executed. So in this way, if condition work, hopefully you will have checked it whether how does the if condition work. This was an example, and I have also put its solution in the form of code here, and you can see it from here as well. Okay, now next we use another example to clear the concept. We will write a program in which a user will enter his marks, and we will display whether the student is pass or fail. For example, we enter the marks out of 100 first of all, and we will check it in condition that whether the marks are above 40 or not. For example, if the marks are greater or equal to 40, then we can display that the student is pass, and this is the if condition. Okay, this has one block of code. There is no other block that what should happen if the student is not passed. We are not going about it, that is if else. We will look it into the next lecture, but here we can use this example, and I will write it here in the form of code to get clear you. So I remove the previous code. I use a variable which is called m, and here I will allow the user to enter the marks. So I will write here a command in integer which will define that this is an integer value, and input will allow the user to input the values, and I will write here enter the marks of student out of 100. Let's suppose we set the limit here to make it more simple, and now we will check it. If the marks are greater and equal to 40, then we will simple print here that student is pass. Student is pass. So this code will execute it. Now we will run here from the upper menu bar. As soon as run here, we can see here output. In the output, we can see here we will enter the marks. Let's suppose these are 55. As soon as we enter it, we can see here the output the student is pass, which means that this if condition has become true, and as soon as it becomes true, the lower block is executed. So what happens if it does not become true? We will run it again, and we can see here output. We will enter the marks below 40, and we can see that this process has been finished without executing the code just after the if condition. So this is how the if statement works, and hopefully you will be cleared about it, and you will be okay with it that how does the if condition work. So thank you so much. That was all for this lecture. Hopefully you will have cleared about it. If there is any confusion or question, you can ask. Otherwise, please, you can leave your valuable feedback. Thank you.